Hi, and welcome to this week's episode of Soulful. This week we have a disclaimer. The information contained herein is provided as entertainment and reflects our own amateur opinions and understanding of the issues and topics discussed. I'm Nikia.
I'm Toya.
And I'm Latoya.
Today we have three guests with us. Our first guest is Mr. J. Halim Washington. He is an Amazon best-selling author of two books, I Won't Starve and You Won't Starve, Key Principles for Entrepreneur Development. He is an award-winning, nationally published commercial photographer, motivational speaker, and corporate trainer. He has worked with national brands, providing them with the imagery needed to market and promote their businesses. As a motivational speaker, Jay Halim's inspirational and empowering message helps transform, inspire, and expose the minds of audiences nationwide. Jay Halim was born and raised in Newark, New Jersey. With more than 20 years of experience as an entrepreneur, his company, I Won't Starve LLC, provides education and training focused on entrepreneurship and career development. Our next guest is Rashau Cottrell, who has 20 plus years of heating, cooling, and electrical experience, as well as 15 years Union Sheetmetal worker. He resides in Hamilton, Ohio, and he is
Yeah,
Toya's
that's where
significant
I'm
other.
from.
That's where he's from.
Oh, he's from Hamilton, Ohio, and he's Toya's significant other. Our next guest is Henry Glenn, a father and Toya Glenn's husband, an overcomer from Nashville, Tennessee, who owns a home improvement business called Henry Glenn's Home Improvement and Consulting. How are you guys doing today?
Great, how you doing?
I'm
All
great.
right, how
Thank
you
you
doing?
guys.
Great.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. What was everybody working on today, Toya?
I've been working on websites. I've been learning how to add the banner at the top of the website. So that was
How about
fun.
you, Latoya?
I have been working on business cards for a client. So
And I was working on my pain in my neck. I have pulled muscles, so if y'all see me acting crazy, that's what it is. Okay, let's get into our subject for today. So we asked each one of you guys to be here today because today our topic is the justice conversation. We wanted to because it's important to me. Both my daughter and my husband are currently incarcerated, and it's been kind of hard with COVID because you know that they don't have the space to social distance. And, my husband's coming home in 67 days. My daughter has 18 months. How is it that I can support? How is it that I can understand what they're going through or be better at understanding? So that's what we're going to talk about today, in addition to some other questions. So who wants to start the conversation?
I would like to just say I think that's an interesting topic, but I myself I thank you for reading off my small bio, but I could definitely tell you I did some time in prison. Actually, when I was 16 to 22 in a penitentiary,
Mm,
and survived, made it out, no problem. Uh, Again, we and you did a little bit of talking.
mhm.
I think I'll be straight up. From my experience, I don't care for the authorities, specifically the police. I just feel like I need to grab the ball and do what I need to do for my family. But I'll be honest with you, it's all based off the individual. Nobody can make another person stay free. Freedom always, from me, has to be from the inside. You have to first feel free, even behind the walls. You have to be free. So that's just my opinion. I haven't even been back at all. I had a couple run-ins with the law, but hey, being black, you'll run into that.
I don't run into that. Do you think it's a black male thing?
Yes, because
Okay, I'm about to say, I
because
don't
we
run
are the authority. We are the protectors. I mean, we are the protectors. I'm not about to watch nobody go through something until I jump out there and take care of it. So yeah, you're a black woman. They're much more, gentle with you. Us, they don't. No, even they want us to be soft. Even the media portray us as some feminine character all on TV. And that's not us. That's not the black man that's running around really making things happen. That's not us. I really believe that it's us that got out of prison and stay out, that own our own business, that by any means necessary is the real black man, if you ask me.
I agree 1,000%.
Thank you, Henry.
Because I say that for a reason, because if you don't, society will not be the only one that will tear you down.
Right.
The police and our law system won't be the only one to tear you down. But your own family members will destroy you and bury you quicker than they will. And you asked a specific question a few minutes ago, what can you do? The best thing for you to do is keep it real, love for real, be honest, and look out for his best interest as far as what he cannot see and what he cannot do. That's the greatest help that you can be for him. Other than that, everything else relies on him, because he has to make up in his mind and be free within himself in order for him to survive when he is out. Because if you're not free in your mind when you get out, you're going back or you're going to the graveyard. Mm. And these brothers done put enough time. I was 17, just turned 17. And I did 7.5 years the first time and 2.5 the second time. But I learned more in that 2.5 years because it was because of family members that had me almost put away for life.
Yep.
Because of family members.
Yep.
And it takes a strong individual to keep his head up, not to go back to that old way, and continue to go forward and produce for his family. But it also takes a strong woman in his corner to help him stay strong. Because you cannot do it by yourself.
I have a question. Whoo, all that testosterone, that's strong. But thank y'all for just being honest. And so my question is, how do you have a mindset, a freedom mindset when you're locked up? I don't know how to do that. I can imagine being locked up in that environment and having a mindset being of freedom.
You got to know God.
I do notice that he knows God more this time. I do notice that. He's matured a lot this time. He wants to work on his business this time. He has a plan this time. So I have noticed that.
I have to know God.
I respect that, and I definitely agree. You got, like, I believe if you have to know yourself and God.
That's right.
Because if you don't know yourself, then you're going to put yourself in situations that you don't know how to respond in. But then let me also just send the whole platform comfort that don't know nothing about being locked up. You have very interesting questions, but you will never know. Never ever know what it really, really means. What you really go through being incarcerated until you've been there.
That's right.
Even out of all the understanding that I can put on your plate before you so you can eat and then try to be there for your significant, you will never know what it's like to, and I will be honest with you. One thing I told my nephew today, when I go out here and in this spiritual warfare, and I choose not to get into a physical confrontation with someone, it's not that I'm scared of them, it's I'm scared of me because I know me.
Yes.
I don't fear no one because I know God. I don't fear no one. I don't walk in fear. I don't live in fear. COVID-19, everybody's scared. I'm sorry for you. I'm going to do what I need to do to feed my family.
Amen.
But I don't fear none of that out there. And I'm just being honest. I know who I am. And like he said, my man said some powerful stuff, because my father tried to get me put in for life where I had mine, and I was about to go over a lie. My own blood father. Amen. So you have to know you have to know God. But I just wanted to send y'all some comfort. You will never understand what we went through in those times while we was in there. And just support, like my man said.
Mr. Washington, do you have anything to say? Come on, man.
Yes, yes, no. I mean, the brothers was saying some amazing situations, and I come from a different perspective because I have the felony on my record, and I've been arrested many times, probably more than I can count. But the guy that they're talking about, I know him, and it allowed me not to go to prison. I was always a good student, played basketball, and that helped me not go to prison the first time. I was arrested as an adult with 100 grams of cocaine, but I was on my way to college and everything like that. So I was able to weasel my way out of that. Got put in the program and everything. So coming out of, next time I got arrested, I got caught a felony charge and I'm about to go away, but I'm a senior in college, dean's list. It was always about how I got my money. I always got my money in a negative way, but I was always in school. So being in my senior year of college, they're like, okay, well, as long as you can pay back the money, we'll work it out. That type of situation. However, I thought I escaped. But when you talk about how you take care of them, I should have went to jail because the way society and family and everybody treated me, I should have went away for the 10 years I was facing, because it would have been more worth it to understand why I was treated that way. When you talk about having family around, I moved away from my family. I went to college in South Carolina where I live now, coming from Newark, New Jersey. All my family was there. I got with my college sweetheart at 19 years old. We've been together still to this day. She don't come from where I come from. She don't come from the streets of Newark. She come from a suburb, 2-parent household, church all the time, all that other stuff like that. And she was my guiding light. Okay, I'm going to do right because I'm going to be with a woman like this. But her parents didn't want to deal with that. And she begged me. She said we were moving to where she's from, the suburbs of Maryland, once I finally graduated. And I had to stay here for a couple more years once I got my PO situation sorted out. Went to Maryland to get away from here. I said, I'm going to tell your parents what's going on because I'm going to be real with them. I'm going to be honest, like the brother said. And they treated me like crap the whole time. No support, nothing. They treated me like crap. I should have went. It was just like I did the time. The jobs, I got a degree, graduated with a dean's list. I've never had a corporate job that I can work and say and be respected like with this degree that I have. And I still had to pay back $60,000 to the school, but I never had a job that paid more than $14 an hour, even though I got a degree. I always had to do it on my own. And if I didn't have that woman like they talking about, I don't know where I would be outside of God, because she didn't look at me when I was cleaning toilets for $8 an hour as a lesser man. She didn't look at me when I was at a gas station attendant as a lesser man. She didn't look at me when all the crappy jobs that I can take while I was getting my business off the ground as a lesser man. She didn't have a problem with giving me some of her paycheck to go ahead and put into a business now where she hasn't worked for the last 2 years. And I take care of her and my 2 kids.
Awesome.
Amen. That's good.
So
amen.
That's what they're saying is a fact. I never been inside for a long period of time. I haven't did a bid. I've been in the county plenty of times and sat there for some times here and there, but I never went away and did a state bid or nothing like that. But I know what it felt like to be treated like as if you was by society. I've got hired from great career jobs, and they give you the offer letter. Y'all know how it is. You sign the paperwork. Yep. A week later, the background check come back. Oh, Mr. Washington, we got to resend that offer. Because I'm like, I'm overqualified. This job, this $60,000, $70,000 job. No. We got to let you go. That was 10 years ago. It doesn't matter. We can't hire.
I have a question. Yep. Me and my husband, we have this thing. It's an ongoing problem. Like you said, your wife had a 2-parent household and came from the suburbs and all of that. Does that ever become an issue? Because it's an issue with us, because I can't understand what he's going through, because I didn't have a crack addicted mother. I didn't have a broken family. I didn't have those things, but he feels like I should feel some type of way because I didn't, and give him props for being better. So is that something that I should be taking to the head?
You definitely shouldn't feel bad from your upbringing, but you definitely have to try to put yourself in his shoes and understand his. I had a chance to I have that same background, and I put it in my book. I grew up, my grandmother raised me. My mom left me at 11 years old on Christmas, literally. She didn't show up for Christmas. And when she came back a week later, my grandmother said, you had to leave because I didn't have a Christmas because of that. And the rest of her siblings, except for one that left when he graduated high school, all strung out on drugs. So this is 7 adults in my household strung out on drugs. That's all I saw. So I just did, it wasn't cool. I mean, it's cool for the kids now, but as a kid, it wasn't cool for us to get high. It was cool to sell drugs. So I sold them. But, you know, that's all I saw. I didn't see nobody with no jobs. Nobody had no jobs or careers. I'm the first to do everything in my family, college, have a business, any of that.
Can I say something?
Of course.
Now, to piggyback off a little bit what he said and the question that you just put out on the table, the greatest thing for you to do, let me ask you this question. Do you believe in God with all your heart?
Of course.
Are you a real woman?
I think so.
Do you know what love is?
Yes, I do.
All right. That's what he's looking at. That's what he loves. He loves something he wish he had growing up, but he don't. He see that in you. That's why he's with you. Because he can get a woman anywhere, because we're outnumbered for one thing. It's nothing for a man that work to get a woman. So you can take that out of the scenario right there. But when you are doing your part as a black woman with a black man, he desires you. He don't he like the facts that you got the whole house behind you, that you had a mom and a dad and the upright bringing. He loves that fact. He loves the fact that you know who God is. But what he mostly loves, that you love him in spite of his past. Because see, when you leave his past out and love him, he'll love you. That will cause him to grow. When he grows, you'll automatically grow. Because if you go to the virtuous woman in the Bible, in Proverbs 31, now you really got to do your homework on that right there, because her husband now, look what that man did. He blessed her. Why did he bless her? Because she was on her job being a woman. Not being over him, but being a woman. He called her blessed. The children called her blessed. Because she had she didn't speak foul language. She didn't sow discord. She was an upright woman. That's what made him, look where he was sitting there when she was out doing her part of the business.
And I think that's very powerful how you said that, because I'll tell you, in today's society, when you talk about a woman, I mean, we can look at Facebook. I think the worst thing a woman can, period, a woman can tear the whole entire house down with her tongue. With her tongue.
That is true.
With her tongue. I would rather sleep outside in the car in peace than be in a house with a woman that
with a foul mouth.
And my baby, she do not like to argue. Let's put that out there. And that's the reason why I love peace. But again, support is a trust and understanding our language and us understanding your language. If I say I don't trust you, I'm not saying that I'm thinking you out here messing around. I'm saying I don't trust that I can share the intimate details of my heart and soul with you without you telling your girlfriends, without you telling your family members.
Lord.
So then that would turn me to somebody in the street that act like I can trust them and I can feel more comfortable with. But again, it's about the language. When you say you don't trust me, you might be talking about infidelity. So I think that language of communication has to be clear, and we have to communicate effectively between one another, male and female, to build that foundation. Because it's a misconception today that, that the foundation is the kids, or no, it's the man and the female. God first, man, female come together, communicate, get understanding, and build the foundation.
That's it.
Dang, that's it.
Where the collection plate at? My brother just preached 2 songs.
There you go. No.
Oh shoot. So Brother Halim, is correct? Okay, so first of all, thank you all for sharing. This is amazing. I'm just quietly just listening and learning. So thank y'all. So what happened? What helped you to feel like you could start a business and do all these great things, that you share with us?
Oh man, again, hustling. I started hustling early. I put it in my book that I was selling bus tickets. If anybody know what's going on up in that area, we got these little bus tickets, like little bus coupons, in the New Jersey, New York area where you catch the public bus. You don't catch the yellow bus, you catch the public bus. And so they would give us those, and I would sell them to the people, and make money from that. Then it went from that to drugs. But I went to college because I wanted to do right. I mean, I had people dying, friends of mine that was my age that died. We were like really wilding out in the streets. I would play ball and go to school, but at night we were going hard. And, I had an opportunity to go to college. And that's why, I had a little bit of money to have an actual lawyer. And that's how I was able to, get out of that first charge. But when I went down to school, I said, okay, I get a chance to see other things. Everybody wasn't from where I was from. And some people came, I was able to see friends that I met that had moms that was actually taking care of them and doing what they were supposed to do. So I said, okay, I'll give this a shot. And then, but still, I still can't call home and get a package. I can't call home and get $20. So you start using those things that you already know. And now I'm on the corners at home with adults. Now these kids I'm with, these are kids. So I'm really running game on them. And able to do my thing. And so I'm doing business, but we started making money. And at 19, I had a club. Me and another partner of mine, we started throwing parties and we got rented a club. But again, our people, I'm in an HBCU, our people telling me that I'm stupid for having a business at 19 years old, instead of saying, yo, you should be trying to do this. So what happens is now you start going back underground and not telling people what you're doing. You start doing the weasel stuff again. And so then when you get popped, like I did at 19, and now here I am facing the felon, you still got more stuff to talk about than me. But I got this woman who come from this household, and they praying when they leave each other. And she's a praying woman. She don't care. No matter how exciting I looked, it didn't matter. Her grades never dropped. She wasn't skipping classes no matter what I was doing. She was like, whatever, I see you when you done doing whatever you doing. And I respected that. She graduated a year ahead of me and she left. She went back home. She ain't stay around me and like, okay, I'm gonna get in this. I got moves to make. And I'm like, okay, cool. Let me go ahead. She gave me something to aspire to, but I always had the hustle in me. And when they told me I couldn't, as soon as I graduated college, literally within 30 to 60 days, I got hired from to great jobs and let go from those jobs. And I was just like, man, let me start a business because I can't keep to getting told no, and it's been up and down, but that's just how it is until I, like the brother said earlier, so I realized who I was, because once I was around all these people giving me negativity, you forget that you have these skill sets. And just what I did on the corner, I approach it here. And the funny thing is we have a leg up. The people who came off the curb got a way better leg up than the people that's just coming out of their parents' house with all that silver spoon in their mouth.
Amen.
We run circles around them. I run circles around them every time because they don't have it. They don't have the tenacity. They don't have the intestinal fortitude. They think that eating oodles and noodles is a bad thing. That's what we normally been doing. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. So, when you really in the street, you take hits all the time. So when somebody take a hit in business, like COVID, 2 months, I'm like, you going 2 months without getting some money? That's real business. That's not COVID. I don't want to talk about that as an entrepreneur. We can talk about the health side, but as an entrepreneur, plenty of entrepreneurs miss 2 months of pay. This is just a regular day.
Amen. Yes, Lord.
So you got to get out here and beat your feet. And so that's how I've been able to do it. Like I said, I've always taken the stuff I've learned and I've just been a student of the game. I've been about 15 things over my adult life, but a lot of people are afraid to try. But when you really came off the curb, you know what that looked like. You're going to try this way, you're going to try that way, you're going to do whatever. So it's easy to do it now.
How about you, Henry?
All right, on that note right there, what he just said, see, we already got a hustle in us. Now, if you go back to the Bibles, so did the disciples have a hustle about them.
Yep.
He didn't take the hustle out of them. He turned it around. And that's the only thing that happened with us. We just got turned around. We was going the wrong way. Now we're going the right way.
Yep.
But we still have more audacity than you what you call mama's boys or house niggas, whatever phrase you want to use. Look how they are. They are weak-minded. They have no backbone, and they give up real easy.
Yeah.
I'm not just speaking negative. I'm just telling you, this is what goes on every day.
Every day.
Yeah.
And I definitely agree with Mr. Glenn. I agree. I agree with you, Mr. Glenn. But I'm with you, Mr. Glenn. I'm gonna be honest with you. I never looked at the dudes around me because I'll be honest with you. I don't want to shock nobody. When I first seen my first dude get killed, I was 13. I started saving for my coffin. I did not want my mother to go in debt burying me.
Right.
Flat out. End of discussion. I never wanted to be a liability for no one. As far as the hustling aspect, I ain't never been broke. COVID, 9/11, penitentiary.
Yeah.
Mom, like, I'm gonna send you some money because I don't like what you doing in there. Mama, keep that money. I'm gonna do what I need to do. Matter of fact, one of my favorite sayings in there was, somebody got to explain to me how come I'm not eating. So as far as as far as the hustle been a part of me as sure as I'm black. Nobody never told me I had to hustle. I know what I like. I don't want you to give me nothing. I'm going to get what I want, not what you want to give me. And then you know what else I'm going to do? I'm going to make sure she gets what she likes, not what you going to give her.
That's it.
So we done with that. I'm going to go get it. If I go fishing, the fish don't want to come on the bank, baby, hold the pole. I'm going in to get the fish.
Hey.
And I'm going to drag him back up here. But that is just that's the mentality that I didn't know everybody didn't have it until I looked around. I thought everybody had this. So,
I have a question. I am a very independent person, and I go after what I want, and I get what I want. Is that what is the word? Is that negative for a person? Is that negative for a man? Because I don't think it is, because I'm used to a certain thing. I was raised a certain way. I'm used to getting what I want, and I'm gonna make sure I have what I want. I don't need you for it.
All right, ho.
That's called hell.
But wait. I want to say something about that because from a female's point of view, I feel that I am a ambitious woman myself. But at the same time, I don't want to wear the pants in the relationship. I want him to be the head of household, and I want to be in my place where I can still be strong, but in my femininity. I don't want to take over everything. I don't want to be the head of everything.
Right, but also too, going back to what Mr. Halim said, his girl left him and did her thing. You know, my husband has been in jail more than once. I had to leave him. I had to continue to have my job. I had to continue to raise my kids. I had to continue. So I don't rely on him for anything. When he's around, I allow him to be what he wants to be and to be what he wants to be in this situationship. But I got me all the time. Is that bad to have a backup plan?
There's nothing wrong with that.
Not at all. You're wise for doing that because you gotta have you. I'm gonna be honest with you. Ain't nobody gonna have you like you.
That's right.
Guess what? Can I say something on that right there? A real man would tell you if he's in a situation where he can't do for you, baby, do what you gotta do.
He does. He does say that. He does.
You see what I'm saying? But when he's around, you need to allow him to be the man.
Okay.
And get back in your place. Because while you stay in your place and he's in his place, man, you on one accord. Now you his help me, and not his, and you're not, and he's not gonna be up under your feet.
Right.
Because see, some women today take it to an extreme level where they are in charge on everything. Because they think because they make more money and they ain't never been in no trouble. But guess what? At the end of the day, you still not a man.
Right.
All day.
Right.
Well, and to piggyback off of that, also to answer your question for me, because I went through that, it's a slippery slope with that situation when it comes with women, because you don't want to get to a situation where you can't function when you're not in that space. You understand? And this is what I'm talking about, right? And I'll tell you from personal experience. You know, when we moved away, I was working my way back to South Carolina. My wife lost her job, Capitol Hill job, very, very nice job. And she wasn't happy unless she had the job she had. So she didn't allow me to do what I needed to do to take care of her. And so we actually went down. And so we had to come back around and look, I'm not about to leave her, but this is a learning experience. We had to understand, like, look, I get it. You used to having you got a master's degree, you got all this other stuff. But if you make $100,000, I make zero, it can't be okay. Then when I got to make 100,000 and you make zero, now is a problem. You understand what I'm saying? Like, if you up, you up. That's cool. Because somebody could break their leg tomorrow, anything. Everybody's not going to be up. And you got to be okay with me being up. And like, you got to be okay with him being up. Something can happen to you, anything. And you got to be okay with him being up and taking care of you and not act a fool because you can't do what you need to do for yourself at this particular time. You know, and that's the thing that I would say watch out for. But yeah, like the brother said, that's help. You know, everybody, this ain't back in our stuff don't call. I don't know how my grandmother fed all of us with the little bit of money she had.
Yes, sir.
My two kids, it costs. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, all the help is good, but just make sure you understand it's in the right context.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. No, because like when we first started dating, he had never had someone buy him something to eat. You know, like take him out to dinner. He never had a woman buy him something to eat. Yeah. So, you know, it was like a battle because I don't let nobody buy me nothing to eat. So it's like we want to eat.
Over the top.
Both of us like know who paid the check.
Yeah, see that's over the top because this is what happens. And I'll tell this is for my brothers. You know, it's all our fault when you get with a woman. What I mean by that is if you could be messing up money, but we get put out the house, the society gonna blame the man.
Yep.
Period. Unless you strung out on drugs or something like that, it's our fault. And so please be cognizant of the fact that we're going to be looked upon negatively for the stuff that you do or don't do. Because that's the first thing somebody going to say. When you call home with your parents and say, Mom, I need $500 because of this, where's so-and-so at? Don't you got a man?
Yep.
So it's always our fault. So please be mindful of us in that situation when you're making these decisions or having these mindsets that whatever goes wrong while we're in your life is our fault.
And since he said that on decision making, it's very important when you're in a relationship that you come to an agreement before either party make a decision.
Yeah.
That affects the house.
Yeah.
One person making a decision without the others being notified or being involved, there's a problem by itself that's worse than the police.
Yeah. And I think, I'm definitely with Brother Glenn. And I mean, I'll be honest with you, Miss Nakia. I think that it's going to be a blessing to really sit down and converse with your significant other because again, at the foundation of it is communication. And I mean, I always like to say, you practice how you play. Don't just go and say, hey, we're going to get married. And you can't even make it right being boyfriend and girlfriend. You practice how you play. Boyfriend, girlfriend. If y'all ain't serious, don't waste each other's time. You know, that's this is my opinion. I practice how I play. You feel me? So I will communicate even on the difficult things that a lot of people don't even really want to talk about. You have to talk about, because now I know y'all don't know, I've been married before. I was married for like 14 years. And it was so real that once I got a divorce, and I'm going to say it's taboo, but I'm going to say it. Once I got a divorce, I didn't even want to go back sexually. We cool. And I still love her as, you know, my children. But sexually, I left the whole situation. That's because I was complete with myself. And I did all I could do to make it work. So now when it was time to walk away, I didn't leave nothing. I had everything I had with me, and I learned what I needed to learn to be a better person the next go round.
Awesome. Wow.
Got anything else?
Oh, that was 2 thumbs up on that right there, because that's real.
I have a question. So what do y'all feel about the police based on your experience?
I can leave
put a bullet in their head.
Yeah, I know this is online and I don't want to be targeted because I know me. I'll just rather say that I don't care for authority under no circumstances, because anytime you're gonna come and try to flex your authority in the direction that I ain't feeling, I'm gonna have a problem and we're gonna have a difficult situation. So I just stay out of their way and then I'm cool. That's why I work the way I work. I'll be honest with you, I don't like them at all. Because it comes to a point in the decision with a real man where we're not having what most people put up with in a discussion. Because if it comes to a point where some of us men lay down at night and can't sleep off a decision, the decision will be made.
Yep.
And then I'm gonna leave that at that without going into details with respect of this being social media.
Right. Now, my perspective on police.
Harry Glenn.
I'm not gonna do nothing. I'm not gonna say not gonna get me locked up or get me killed today.
Thank you.
But I will say this right here. We need to be careful who we allow them to put in position with badges and guns. We need to learn how to vote, have a voice, but be a man when you are in a situation and learn how to keep our cool, because the first time you flare up, that gives them opportunity and jurisdiction to do what they want to do because they have the law in their hands. But when we as men learn how to sometimes be quiet, but let them know we are a man about ours, trust me, if he's a man at all, he gonna respect another man. Because I've ran into a few knucklehead cops out here, but I'm gonna stand my ground as being a man. And I tell us, man, just do your job. I cooperate, I do whatever you ask me to do, but I'm a man about mine. And it's a shame that we have to do that because they don't want to build no relationship with us. And it's hard for us to build a relationship with them because we can't trust them.
At all.
And do I trust them? I don't trust nothing to wear a badge.
Our husband neither.
I wonder why.
He's just bad.
Now, for me, I echo the sentiments on multiple sides. I remember Russell Simmons said something like 10, 15 years ago. And I remember he said, when I was doing stuff I didn't have any business doing, I hated the cops. When I moved into another neighborhood and started doing certain things, the cops became people I had to call to protect my house or what have you. Now, things have changed a lot from when we was coming up, because what happens, the difference is that our cops that look like us policed us. Now you have like people like, I know in my hometown in Newark, the cops get paid the most in Newark in the whole state of New Jersey. And so they're putting these white cops in New Jersey getting paid all this money, and they have to come to police somebody that look like me. And what's happening is that they're getting this phone call, because most cops are reactive, not proactive. So they're getting a call saying, come to my neighborhood's Hawthorne Avenue. Come to Hawthorne Avenue. Every time they come to Hawthorne Avenue, it's a shooting. And so this cop that don't know nothing about Hawthorne Avenue is coming through there nervous, scared. And again, I'm not, just follow me on this. And now they're coming in they're shaking with their hands up. Now before, when I was out there, a cop looked like me. They knew they wasn't afraid of somebody that looked like me. They came out, they talked with some sense. Yes, we expected something to happen if we ran or we bucked up at them or something like that. We never expected to get shot, and none of us did. What I was saying, how I personally feel about cops, it all depends on the cop. At the same time, we need to literally start teaching our children to be involved in this situation. Stop telling them that they just need to be rappers or artists or whatever.
That's right.
They need to start being a part of the justice system. Lawyer, judge, some of them need to be cops too, because they just don't need to be the ones on the street. The problem is this, the cops get to be cops and they're not supposed to be in uniform for 30 years. They're supposed to be in uniform for 5 years, then behind the desk, allowing somebody else to come up and going up to be chief of police, not sitting there in the uniform because they got happy with going to get free food and smacking people around and doing everything. That happens the same thing with the teachers. The teachers get used to having weekends and summers off. And so now they've been in the same second grade class for 30 years, and now you complain about nobody paying you. Well, the administrators are getting paid 6-figure salaries. The same thing like the people that's sitting in high ranking positions as officers are getting paid 6-figure salaries. you're not getting it on the street. And so we have to police our own neighborhoods, and we have to teach our kids and our men about carrying weapons. All of us are felons, so they're taking that away from us. So we should all be fighting to get our Second Amendment right so we can legally protect our family. Now, I'm gonna protect mine, and I'd rather eat macaroni on Sunday than somebody come in my house and do whatever. But at the same time, I would love to have that back. You said you haven't been in jail for a long time. This brother haven't been in trouble for a long time. All I got is how I got money charges. I don't have no gun charges. All my charges is me getting money. So I should be able to carry a gun with no problem. But they're keeping that away from us. These are the things we need to pay attention to. And my last thing is, I'm with you on that as well. We got to fight back. Because as long as there's no consequences from no way, shape, form, or fashion from cops doing something to us, they're going to continue to do it. So if it's one precinct in your neighborhood banging on your people, bang back on them. But you have to be willing to do that. I feel that way. And it's in social media, but it is what it is. Because I just know what I am for mine. You can't say you did nothing to my namesake, and you just go home to your kid, but I can't go home to mine.
Right. But you can't be afraid because it's somebody else's child. That could have been your child.
Yeah.
So I don't care who it is, any of your people out there being dogged out by cops, don't videotape it. Do something about it.
Yeah, and put your phone down, quit recording,
right,
and bust a move.
Yeah,
it's going to continue. Everybody got a phone, but don't nobody want to step up.
You agree? I agree. I totally agree. And it's getting out of hand because I'm even seeing the tough guys on Instagram, the rappers. They got every video of people being beat down, and I'm like, look, I don't want to see no more of these videos. And there's 50 other black people, and there's one cop that's supposed to be tough, walking up swinging on somebody. Like that never happened when we were growing up.
He was supposed to lose his uniform when he took 2 steps.
Yeah, but he's supposed to be nervous enough to say, I can't run up on 50 black men and do what I want to do.
Because they're not gonna do it. We don't do that. We talk.
Yeah, see that I didn't grow up in those.
We all about communication. We're not about action.
I didn't grow up with those type of individuals. I done seen cops get for stealing people's stashes and giving it to other people to sell for them. I done saw that car get tore up riding through my neighborhood. Now I don't know what kind of kids they raising now, but when we was growing up, there was a level of respect.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. We do have to be mindful and wise to know that, like when I'm 42, was born in 77. These kids ain't cut like we was cut. Period.
Oh no!
I didn't have a gun until I could use my hands.
Exactly.
So we just got to take what we got and do the best we can. But I don't expect today's generation to be cut like us at all.
Yeah,
because we used to have the barter. Before there was money, we used to have the barter. You don't even hear about bartering no more. That was the original system. You see what I'm saying? And people even today, we talked about hustling. Hustling ain't never selling drugs. It's the ability to make a profit off of something. That's hustle. You see what I'm saying? So that's where we at with it though.
Nah, you absolutely right, and I'm with you on that. These kids, we have to do a better job of teaching these next generations. Maybe some was missed. I know the gang culture has come in, and it's just teaching these kids, like you said, fighting, protecting themselves. These other generations or other ethnicities teach their kids how to do self-defense, life skills. Before I put a basketball in my kid's hand, I taught them how. I was like, "No, y'all gonna learn how to swim." So you can't have 2 black kids that can't swim and save themselves because nobody taught me how to do it. But since I'm more fluent, I can go ahead and teach my kids how to swim, how to protect yourself, those type of things. How to sew. My daughter knows how to sew. So she knows how to cook already at 11 years old. Like our kids don't know how to do all of that. And even as a cop, like, again, we were respected. We had real conversation with cops when I was growing up. And if you were hustling, you understood what came with that. But if you wasn't, the cop wasn't just running up on you, handling you any kind of way because they expected some retaliation. And they don't expect no retaliation.
Nope.
Yeah, I really, you know, I won't starve. I really respect that, you know, because, you know, in my neighborhood, I'm from Hamilton. They call it the Bucket of Bluff. I moved up to Columbus after I got out of prison. And I can tell you, I mean, just from the neighborhood I grew up in, I'm being honest with you. We was not like, if the cop, you know, I was trained by an OG, somebody older than me who taught me. If a cop came through the neighborhood, we was not even allowed to speak to him. I mean, hi, what's up? Soon as they come, we turn our back and walk because the affiliation with cop was a rat, was a snitch. Not only that, we knew we was doing wrong. And we had to have that street credibility. That way, you would like that was going on in the streets, like everybody talking. Like, no, we just, the generation I grew up in, we could not at all affiliate, talk to, at no time, no point, cop, hey, how you doing? Shit. Am I arrested? No, I'm out. I'm done. You didn't know, there ain't no which, but that's the neighborhood I grew up in. So, and I think that kind of, even though I'm doing the right thing today, I still carry that with me because I still see police officers killing us for sports. They used to hunt us. You know what I'm saying? And then the jobs that I'm a sheet metal worker. I do heating and cooling. These are the jobs that built the country. We did it.
Yes.
So now you got a cop that's coming. I mean, I'll do my job. I do it. And you come and you want to talk reckless to me. I don't want to talk to you. I'm sorry. Even though I'm not doing nothing wrong, and I've had instances where I wasn't doing nothing wrong, but you're not about to call me boy and not get checked, and you're not about to verbally disrespect me. As a police officer, we're not going to do that. I understand you got a gun on your hip, and I don't want to go down the aggressive side, but that don't mean nothing to me. Believe me. And I'm humbly saying that.
Trust me.
You see what I'm saying? Because now you're talking because of that. And I'm just asking you to respect me in front of my woman and outside of my woman. Because with or without her presence, you're going to respect me. And I'm not only talking about cops, I'm talking about anybody.
I have one question.
Anybody.
I have a last question for you guys. So do you, I noticed that you all have your own business. You may do other things, have a job as well, but you all have your own business. Do you recommend, you know, someone who has felonies to have their own business? So what you recommend?
Not for everybody.
Yeah.
It's not for I could recommend it, but it's not for everybody. Mm-hmm. Somebody got to work at McDonald's, and I'm gonna be honest with you.
That's right.
It's not for everybody, because this here will show you what you made of. You know how many times I got my tools stolen, I wanted to give up, but then I say, let's go back at it.
Oh, yeah.
It's not for everybody. Somebody got to work at Wendy's. Somebody got to work at Target. Somebody got to work at McDonald's. Somebody have to. If it's not in you, it's not in you.
That's right.
But if it's someone with a record, they can't get jobs in those places.
They got to figure it out.
They got to figure it out.
Now, I got to go against y'all fellas. And this is what I teach. Entrepreneurship is like the military. And this is what I teach. When you go to the military, you go to basic training, you got people come from all walks of life. Some people are tough guys on the block. Somebody was a coward. Somebody white, black, short, fat, whatever. But if they make it through basic training, they're all soldiers. The problem is,
don't make it out of basic training.
Yeah. I said that's why I said if. That's what I said if you make it out of basic training. Right. But this is what the problem is, and I know you didn't go through it. You didn't go through it, and I didn't go through it. Nobody trains us to be entrepreneurs at this level. Everybody's talking to people about being entrepreneur with $10,000 in the bank and all that other stuff. That's not realistic. Mm-hmm. You coming out with the money you got from the county, or your mom let you borrow a couple dollars, or your lady do something, and that's all you got. Somebody got to have something or word for you to do your business. And then we don't want, you said that I worked for $8 an hour just 7 years ago. And me having all the degrees and everything like that 7 years ago, I had to work for $8 an hour. But because I knew what I needed to do with my business, I have multiple businesses now, and I'm sitting here in my 3,000 square foot office space I'm full-time entrepreneur. My wife doesn't work, because of the freedom I have by being an entrepreneur. It's not just because it's in me. I teach people all the time. I have 600 businesses that come through my program. This book right here that I just wrote, and I'm not plugging, but You Won't Starve, is only 120 pages long. Right. And it's speaking to regular people like us and telling you what you're gonna do if you got $5 or $500. You don't know how many times as a corporate trainer, I'm with some banker who's lying to my people, and I shut them down right there in the spot. Like, nah, my people don't want to hear about that $500,000 stuff. I said, my people, tell my people that you're not going to give them no loan because the business that they have is not your bank's banking appetite. They look at me crazy because I understand that lingo. Yeah, I have a degree in business. Right. Don't get it twisted because they didn't give me a job for my degree. I still know what it is.
Yeah, but I do want to say something.
Go ahead, bro.
To our people, facts is, when I speak, because I speak to my nephew's friends, I speak to the youth. I speak to them for real. I speak to them on the ground. I speak to them because I came from where I don't want them to go.
Amen on that.
So now when I speak to them, I speak to them to speak to the 1% of them that's real about living. Because one thing slavery taught us is how to survive, but not how to live. Yeah. So now when I speak to you, if you grab what I'm saying, grab it and run with it. But I don't expect everybody to grab this and understand where I come from, because I come from a place where there is no option. I have to make it. I have to. There's no other. Like, if I don't make it, I'm going to die. Everybody don't have that. And I said that earlier. I thought everybody had it until I looked around. And when I looked around, I'm like, damn, y'all ain't eating? Damn, I hate to hear that. Then I put my head back down and went and got some more. But what I'm not going to do is sit here and lie to my people and say, this is for all of y'all. This is not. Everybody's not going to be a preacher. Everybody's not going to be a business owner. Everybody don't want this the way I want this. And that's okay. But if you want this the way I want this, let's go.
All right, can I say something on that to go along with both of y'all?
Yeah.
Now, all right, let's unity. See, some people are not capable or not strong enough to operate their own business. Right. But that don't mean you can't be a business partner.
Oh, right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But if you get enough of you together, one person do this, one person do that, because it talked about that in the Bible. So if you get enough of us together to run a business, guess what? Now we got an enterprise. So look at these other brothers that just started construction company. Now they worth millions of dollars. It wasn't one, it was a collective of a lot of them. You see what I'm saying? Everybody do their part. If everybody do their part, but see, you might master one part of the business, this person masters another part, and this person right here is a good leader for the whole business. If everybody stay in their lane, won't nobody have an accident, but we can all grow and get their own time together.
So tell us about that, Helene.
My fifth principle in here is called strategic partnerships.
Hey, yes.
See, and I don't even know about the book. And look what you just said.
This is what I'm saying. Like what I'm saying is this. You know, everybody is not supposed to be a millionaire as a entrepreneur, but to put food on your table, everybody can be an entrepreneur. It's called being self-employed. It's called being an independent contractor. You don't have to be a full entrepreneur. You can work for yourself, though. And that's what we got to teach our brothers and sisters that's coming out, so we don't because what starts to happen, the mental health portion kicks in. And when you psychologically keep getting told no, and let Burger King tell you no. It's one thing for the bank to tell you no, but when Burger King tell you no, psychologically it does something for you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then when 6 Burger Kings tell you no, now you going back to the corner. But when you say, look, I could just cut grass and make the $30,000, which is more than you would have been making at Burger King for yourself, while you figure out a way to partner with your people or whatever the case may be. Sometimes you actually might get the job that way, because what starts to happen is you start getting certifications. You start getting things that usurp your record. And then you walk into situations and they don't even ask you what your record is. And then now you look, I just came from shooting the Super Bowl. I work with the federal government. I just got finished doing work with the National Guard. Never once did they ask me my record, because everything I've done thus far usurped my record now. But in the beginning,
Right.
You go ahead and create your own job. I'm not saying that they're going to be successful and be a millionaire as a business owner, but we got to put food on the table for our family and for that lady that's been holding us down. Yeah. And so if you're going to get your 30 or 40 by cutting grass for yourself, and you can put aside something to get with your couple partners to do something else, that's where you start. But trust me, I know all about it. My first book is I Won't Starve. And now it's my job to come back and tell somebody else that you won't starve. Because I told you how I went through it. And I went up and down, and now ain't no more going down. Because once I said I won't starve, I created a platform for me not to ever go back to that again. No matter where you put me at, no matter where I land up, we're never going back to $8 an hour again.
Yeah, I commend you in your books. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm definitely thinking about writing a book. I'm so honest with you because what I don't want to put out there is that you cannot do it. I always hold clear to this saying, this is not those who need it. These is for those who want it. See, first of all, it goes back to what we started with of us knowing God. Once you know that, you'll know your calling. You'll know what you're supposed to do. Yeah. So then that is where doors will close and doors will open, and you will begin to form a solid relationship between you and your Father. I'm not talking about religion. I'm talking about spirituality. I'm talking about a relationship with you as an individual and the God of your understanding. You see what I'm saying? Because I read the book too, and I love it because that's what instructs me. But in the same sense, the first thing you have to do, because even though I failed many, many times, and I will tell you, I stumbled. All of those wasn't false. I stumbled. It's a big difference. But I still kept going because I knew that my Father had me here for a reason. So that's the foundation of everything. Everybody's calling is different. And I do promote that anywhere. But I do want to say you have to be cut differently to do certain callings. If you're a sheep, stay in the field with the sheep. The streets is for cars. Stay on the sidewalk. It's not for people. You see what I'm saying? Let's keep it real. You know what I mean? And I'm being honest with you. I'm glad that you're not from the streets, Miss Nakia, because I'm gonna tell you something. Lord. When I came up here, I was glad to know that I don't have to carry a gun every day and forget being a felon. Because I'm a social worker. I've worked at many universities, many places that people said I wouldn't work. But that does not impress me because my success is founded on looking back and seeing some people that I worked with successful. Yes. You see what I'm saying? So yeah.
Can I say something for all the brothers before we cut this off? I want to say something for us. This is to all you women, to y'all wives and significant others. Yeah. You have to put your time in, because when you put your time in, what they just said, you're able to stand on your own 2 feet. When a man can stand on his own 2 feet with balance, you got you a real man. Yeah. Until he's able to stand with balance, he'll waver. But when he's able to stand firm and be a man, you got your man. Yeah. And only thing I ask the women to do is respect the man that you got, you're keeping.
Amen. Good to hear from you, Glenn.
Any last words for you guys?
Y'all got any last words?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm a little bit older than the fellas right there, but guess what, y'all? I seen a little bit more than y'all because I'm 51. And when I was young, it's a lot different now. Yeah. It is. And I admire y'all brothers, man, for being who y'all are and being where you're at right now and doing what you're doing. Thank you, I appreciate you. I appreciate both of you. And I love to see y'all doing what y'all do and keep encouraging other young brothers. The stronger you get, pull more up with you.
Likewise.
Salute to all of y'all too, for real.
Yeah, likewise, brothers. Thank you. Man, I just say just stay positive and let's just keep living. Yeah. Let's keep living the example that we want people to see, man. You know, it's very, very important to because the brother was just saying he talking to these people, but you know what? Like this whole generation is from the show me state. They want to see it, man. Like when we were growing up, we can take an adult's advice and take it as law. You know what I'm saying? But these kids with social media and all this stuff that they got in their hand, they're not trying to hear it. They want to see it. And it's just sad, but that's just what it is. So I try my best, and I want everybody else to do the the best they can to show as many people the way, man. Just show them the way. Like, look, this can happen for you. It might not happen the way it happened for me,
right.
But in your own way, you can still rock out and do what you need to do. You know, so that's what I said.
Halim, we're gonna definitely put your information in the show notes. But do you have a website or something to order the books?
Yep. www.jhalim.com. Right there, jhalim.com. Right there on you go on there.
Salute.
Awesome.
Thank you, guys.
Okay.
Thank you.
We appreciate everyone's conversation about justice. I definitely appreciate it because it's going to help me in the next 6 to 7 days get it together.
Stay strong. Stay strong.
So,
you can handle it.
Huh?
You can handle it because you got a gene in you that the whole world needs to survive with.
That is true. I know I can handle it. I'm looking forward to it. He wants to do landscaping, so I set up his landscaping business. So he's coming home to do landscaping.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's what's
up.
Coming home to his own business.
Yes,
that's right.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So we appreciate you guys. I thank you, and we will see you next week when we talk about faith.
Do not forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe. Come back next week, every Tuesday, 4 p.m. right here on Soulful YouTube Live.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.